Okay, so today we're going to learn how to use Excel to draw some basic graphs and statistics. So the first graph that we're going to work with is called the pie graph. So we have a data set. These are grades in a particular summer class. These are the frequencies. So 3 people have A's, 5 have B's, 10 have C's, 9 have D's, and 2 have F's. So the first step, we should calculate the percents. To calculate the percents, we can use our AutoSum feature to find the sum of the frequencies. Then we will calculate the percents by dividing each frequency by 29. So to ensure that all of our calculations are very similar, we select the cell that contains the frequency, the first frequency, and then we divide by the total, which is 29. Hit enter. Then we select that cell for the first percent, and it's in decimal form. So to convert it to percents, we just click on the percent style button, and it converts it to 10%. Next step is we go to the right corner, lower right hand corner of the box. There's a little box there. We make sure that our mouse button turns into a crosshair, and then we just drag down that little box, little corner box, and all the other percents are automatically computed. Now at times we also want to know the degrees of each section in the circle. All we have to do is remember a circle has 360 degrees. So you hit equal, we select the percent because we're going to take the percentage of the 360, and we use our multiplication, which is the asterisk, times 360. Hit enter. And it is converted to 37.2 degrees. We could round this to a whole degree by using our decimal decrease button. And so we can say that the section for the A's is 37 degrees. Once again, we are going to click on the lower right hand box and calculate the degrees for all the other sections. Finally, just to make our table complete, we'll insert some borders around the values that we just computed. Okay. So the degrees is handy for just knowing how wide each section of the circle will be. To do the graph of the pie, to use your graph features for Excel, for a pie graph, the first thing we do is we select our categories and the frequencies. And then we go to the tab, we select Insert, and we look at charts, and we can see that there's a pie chart. We select pie chart. Now in this upper corner, we are provided with options. So I down click and I select this particular, I kind of search for out. I like this option here because it has the percents. Another option that's kind of nice, well, that one's a little bit too bichromal. It kind of looks a little bizarre, the color. How about if we select, let's go with this pie graph here because it sort of has the sections shaded in so you can see the division between them along with the colors. Now you can always change the colors if you desire to, and then we can just go up here and we can say grades for a particular, we'll say a English 101 class, and then we can stretch out the graph, and that is a pie graph. That's how we use Excel to construct the pie graph. And like I said before, we have many different options that you can use. You can also change the colors. You would just right click on the section and you can choose a different fill, for instance red, and then the section will convert to red. but it's your choice at this stage in terms of improving the appearance of your pie graph. Let's go to the second type of graph. Now the second type of graph will be a Pareto chart. In this example, we have favorite type of pets. So we assume that a survey has been conducted where responses are listed here. We've already organized the data from highest to lowest frequency. Dog being the most popular, the least popular is reptile. So to construct the Pareto chart, so this is a Pareto chart. Remember, the Pareto chart is organized from the longest to shortest bar. I typically highlight the frequencies, go back to insert, and we will select a bar chart. I like to clear out any extra information. One thing we should notice is that our category names are not listed here. So what we can do is off to the side of the chart, we right click, select data, we select edit, select range, and select our categories. Click the button, click OK, click OK one more time. And then we notice that we have our Pareto chart completed. The Pareto chart is from the longest to shortest bar, our maximum, and right away we can see which are the two most popular, which are obviously dogs and cats. And then we have some other pets that are that were mentioned in the survey. So this is the Pareto chart. The third type of graph is the time series graph. Now the time series graph is a line graph. So to graph the time series chart, I always select the y data values. Remember, the first data values are your x coordinates, the second are your y coordinates. And then once again, I click on the Insert tab, I select the line graphs, and you have some options. I'll just go ahead with the traditional line graph. And same thing as before, we notice that our x-axis has values that do not match the years, so we right click, select data, go to horizontal axis labels, select edit, click select range, and then select all the years from 2014 to 2020. Click the button, click OK, and then the years are inserted. And we stretch it out, and we have a time series chart, which is a line graph. And so that's just an introduction to some of the great features that Excel has in helping to construct graphs. Take care. Thank you very much for watching.